Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision. A land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives. Sing resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle, our roots, our rhythm.
Yes, hello and welcome to Eastern Circle right here on Rafi TV. Glad to have you join us. I mean, it's always a beautiful time when we come here on Eastern Circle to share basic stories from different southeastern states of Nigeria. Well, today's conversation is one I am really excited to have with you. Yes. Today we will be literally examining the transportation system right here in Southeast with the Abia state as our focal point. Well, indeed, today's episode I won't be having the conversation alone. I have with me a very respected personality, and I mean, it's indeed an honor to have him on this beautiful edition of Southeastern Circle. Well, I am talking about no other than the Honorable Commissioner of Transport, Abia State. I'm talking about Dr. Chimezie Ukaegbu. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You look always, you look amazing every single time I see you. You've never actually shown up less. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
I am doing beautiful.
Good.
Well, a few days ago we celebrated your birthday. Yes, how was it? How did the party go? Hope you had fun.
The last son, my colleagues came and celebrated with me.
Oh,
it was a good one, indeed.
Was it like a DJ shutting down, hype man? I know.
No, just people came and celebrated it with me. That's it.
Wow, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Well, you'll see our guest for today, and right about now, we will be going on this very short break. And when we return, we will start up our conversation for today. My name is P. Soma Lewis, and this is Eastern Circle.
Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision. A land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives. Sing resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle, our roots, our rhythm.
Alright, welcome back from that very short break. It is still Eastern Circle on Rapid TV. I'm excited you're still tuned in and still watching us well. Thank you so much for not leaving us. Like I earlier mentioned, today's episode we will be talking about the Southeastern transportation system with Abia State as our focal point. Well, you already know that transportation is one of the most critical systems right here in Southeast. I mean, it is what that determines how people move, how communities connect, and of course, how people and businesses operate right here in Southeast. Well, that we will be discussing. But first, I will be starting with my very first question for the Honorable Commissioner. Now, sir, you are the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation right here in Abia State. I would like to ask you, when you look at the bigger picture Southeast, what would you say is the state of our transportation system right here, the southeastern part of Nigeria?
In fact, transportation system in the southeast has really improved tremendously than how it was before. You can see so many states going into urban mobility, improving their urban mobility systems, and expanding the transportation corridors within the southeast.
Wow, amazing. Now, when we look at the Southeast, I believe that we have a lot of innovation that has come in, but I still believe that there should be places where we've ignored, and people are still facing some certain level of challenges when it comes to transportation. So when you look at Southeast, what would you say are the challenges we face as Southeastern in regards to transportation?
Yeah, the major challenge we face in the southeast is non-availability of a seaport. In the southeast, you know, we are known for we're enterprising people, we're into business, we're business people, and such an availability of a seaport will actually encourage us, because most of our people, what we do, we go to clear our goods, Lagos or even Port Harcourt, and these areas are far. If Southeast can develop or have a functional seaport, it will also boost our businesses. This is one of the major. Another one is rail system. You understand? We do not have an effective rail system within the southeast, even though it's under construction now. I'm aware of the rail that will go through from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, passing through Abia, Enugu, and of course other places. You know, when you have an effective rail system, it also boosts businesses within the corridor. Right, and apart from that, you know, rail, like I keep saying, is not just a mere moving people from one place to another. A rail system, an effective, functional rail system, is also about social integration. It's also about networking. It's about business. So if all these are combined together, you find out that it brings development within the southeast corridor.
So I love the fact that you mentioned the seaport and the railway. I mean, when we talk about transportation, the first thing that normally comes to a layman's knowledge is the fact that, oh, we have cars, we have keke, we have buses. We normally forget the aspect of the seaport, and thank you so much for pointing that out. So now let's bring it home. Let's look at Abia State. A lot of amazing things has happened right here in Abia State. I mean, it's no news. Everybody literally know. Even every other person who is not an Abian or who doesn't reside in Abia is fully aware of the amazing things that's been happening. Now, I would like to know, what were the challenges, the major challenges that the Abians were facing when you first assumed office as a commissioner?
Yeah, when I came in, first, we hadn't a centralized parking system.
No.
That was one. Two, there was no traffic lights leading to traffic congestions. Three, most of the things there were not really ugly. There wasn't a system that you could say, okay, this is a system that is being run by a defined transport policy. So when I came in, we were able to streamline this to make sure now that some of these things are curtailed, if not totally solved.
Wow, amazing. But when I look at the whole transportation system in Abia State, in as much we all know about the electric bus that is now very well functional, I would like to know, we have the electric bus, but there are still people right here in Abia State who these electric buses are not really accessible to. I mean, you need to have a card, you need to have you need to visit some particular places because the electric buses don't travel or they don't make a trip to some certain places. Like, so what's the plan towards reaching other parts of Abia or even outside Abia, even if it's just southeastern states, to make all these buses get to make a trip to those places?
When we came, there wasn't any standardized or even a good urban mass transit system, right? So His Excellency, in his wisdom, and had to now make sure at least that there is a defined urban mass transit scheme. So we wanted to go into CNG, right? So that because of some little problems attached to CNG, which by then we were not quite ready to do, because for you to have a CNG bus, there is need for you to have a mother station, which is the gas generating plant, and outside the mother stations there is also need for you to have the daughter stations with the refilling, because let's assume you are traveling from Umuahia to a place like Aruchuku, there is need for you to refill in Aruchuku. So if you don't have a daughter station there, it becomes a problem. Again, it's the issue of gas supply.
Yes.
In fact, that was the major issue. Getting gas was a big problem. And again, a defined support system, because if we are bringing up an initiative, it's not only for government to run. We are opening up. What government does is actually to de-risk a business. What it means is like to tell the private sector, okay, this is doable, but let's set the pace for you to come in. That's exactly the work of government, and that's exactly what we're doing. So for CNG, there is also need for you to have a good support system, like having a conversion center, because people, the private sector, need to also convert from fossil fuel to CNG engines. So that became a big cumbersome. We looked at that, and also when you look at the scarcity of gas supply, the support system, the building of the daughter and mother stations, His Excellency said, wait a minute, I think there is a better option. And what's that better option? Electric buses. The EVs, they seem to be better. Why? Electric buses, the cost of maintenance is quite minimal. And honestly, you will reduce emission to zero emission. Of course, we need to be climate change compliant. So we consider this. The major thing about electric bus is the battery. So you can remove the battery and, what we call battery swap and replace. So it's far better. So His Excellency now said, okay, let's go towards that direction, having an electric bus that will serve our people better. And of course, if you see our electric buses, you wouldn't want to even enter plane, because it has air condition, you have the video, and then you have the USB where you can charge, and it's noiseless.
Yes, it is. It is.
So that was why we had to now introduce the electric buses. We just started with the first 20. The second 20 will arrive in April.
Okay.
Before the end, or by the end of April. And then we'll have another 30 that we've actually placed the order, that will come in June, towards the end of June. And by the end of this year, we're expecting to have about 100 CNG. Now, these 20, of course, cannot serve everywhere. So what we did was like, okay, we need to apportion it at least to get to all the 3 zones of the state. Now, what we did was, okay, let's have an intracity and also intercity. Intracity runs within 2 major cities, Umuahia and Abia. You have one from Isigate to Towa Express, Isigate to Secretariat, Isigate to Obakala. Then in Abia you have Osisoma to Park packed to Ariaria, another one packed to Opobo Junction, and the fourth one is packed to Aluji through Port Harcourt Road. Wow. So these are the intra-city routes that we run. Now for intercity, we have Umuahia to Ohafia and Umuahia to Aba. For now, these are some of the areas we want to cover. As the buses increase, we will now have to also expand our routes.
Wow, beautiful.
Thank you.
I love what you said about, bringing in this electric buses because of the climate, whatever. You were in Nigeria during December, right?
Yes.
And for some reasons, we didn't have Hamatan. You realize it. So I am really excited that we have this electric buses now working. And also the part you said, I would if one gets to enter the bus, they wouldn't want to enter the plane. I would. Nothing would be.
Again, when we rolled out this 22nd December 2025, we offered free rideship, free transport to all our citizens. In fact, until 1st of March, where we commercialized at a subsidized rate. In fact, 50% subsidy was provided by His Excellency. It's just to make sure that our people were able to afford transport. And let me also tell you one good importance. When His Excellency, brought the idea of electric buses.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you imagine now? The cost of petrol now, as you speak, is about 1,400 a litre, if it is not more than that.
Yes.
Diesel is about 1,008 a litre, if you know. So, can you imagine if we were using combustible engines? We would have been paying a lot. So, electric buses, they are the in thing.
Are there plans to maybe have electric tricycle and all this?
We've started with electric buses.
Yes.
And like I said initially, what we do, government does, is actually to de-risk the business. We are giving a leeway for the private sector to come in. We provided charging stations, both in Umuahia. We installed some in Umuahia, the terminal, and another one in Abia.
Wow.
So also, we are also building up a central bus park terminal here in Abia, and here in Umuahia and Abia also.
Wow.
This will boost outside the central bus terminal. We're also improving the junctions. Wow. That's why you can see the street lights all over, and also bus shelters. Presently, we've been able to construct about 70 bus shelters in Abia and Umuahia, and we intend to expand as time goes on.
Beautiful. I love the fact that we now have the plans to establish a terminal in Abia, because some people, they've been wondering, what if the bus battery decides to die on the way, or maybe they get to Abia, there's no way to charge to return back to wherever they came from. Well, it's a good thing that we're having a terminal.
It's not a plan. It's ongoing now. We've started the construction already up to summer. Yeah.
Amazing. So I would like to ask you, I know that this whole electric bus and terminal is all government initiative. Maybe we could say it's safe to say it's government owned. So is there a plan for the government to be the ones managing it, or there will be a private sector to manage the whole transportation?
Government, I will tell you two things here about government. We provide social services. That's why it's subsidized. Okay. And they are paying a little so that we'll be able to sustain. But one thing about any initiative is sustainability.
Yes.
So if we want to sustain it beyond this period, there is need for a bus operating company to be in charge of the operations. What my ministry will do will be, carry out oversight functions like the supervision and the monitoring. That's for Ministry of Transport. We're hoping to hand over to a bus operating company that will handle it. That's the way it is. Even the bus terminal, we will also hand over to facility management company to all these are for it to be sustained.
Does it have anything to do with this change of administration so that it will still be able to be managed and
That's the sustainability I'm talking about. So that even after this administration, it will continue, because we're not just doing it for only this administration. It continues. You know, governance is continuity, so we need to do that. Again, let me also, maybe I need to highlight a bit about, I mentioned about the subsidy, 50% subsidy. And we're not collecting cash. For the first time, we're running a cashless system of payments, a contactless payment system, where you use your card that we call Abia Connect card. How is it done? Is given free of charge, and you can get this from our bus shelters, the bus stops, or designated areas within the state. For you to have the card, there is need for you to have your ABSIN. ABSIN is Abia State Social Identity Number, so it's tagged to it. Once you register your ABSIN, and I've seen it's as easy as anything for you to register. You just go to www.abiapay.com. You can do within 30 seconds, it's done. Now we realize, okay, there are people who are not computer literate or who can't do it. Yeah. So what we now do, we have our staffs, government staff, all stationed at the different bus terminals, bus shelters and designated areas to help to register for people. Once you have your Abia Connect cards, we have other staff, supporting staff, to upload your money, your fund. You fund it by uploading money into it.
Fund it by themselves without the external help.
No. Like as time goes on now, like I said, we are going to establish designated points that we just go to recharge. It's a prepaid card. Okay. So all what you need to do before you enter, you just tap on the payment machine. It collects, it deducts your transport fare. You will also see your balance within the machine there. So it's so easy. It's a seamless approach and process.
I would really love to recommend that. Maybe plans of developing an app where people can actually fund their accounts themselves and also manage and check what their balance is like without having to go to any designated shelter to fund and take the whole Abia Connect card. Yeah. If we can even have a mobile Abia Connect card, they could use their phone. It's going to be a beautiful one.
Of course, we are also thinking towards that. We receive feedbacks from passengers and people, and we work to make sure at least that will give you the best. So we're also thinking about issue where you can even pay with your ATM. We're still trying to work out that.
Wow. I love that really well. It is still Eastern Circle right here, yes, and we're still having the conversation about the Southeastern Transportation System with Abia State in focus. Also talking about the whole things and many things happening in other states in our transportation system, from the Umuahia terminal to the electric buses, now down to Abia Connect card. Well, we'll be going on this short break, and when we return, we will continue the conversation. Alright, welcome back from that very short break. Yeah, we're still right here on Eastern Circle. Wow, I can't believe it. You're still here. What are you doing? Well, don't go anywhere. I'm kidding. Okay, and I still have in the studio with me the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, Abia State, Honorable Commissioner Dr. Chimezie Ukaegbu. He's still here with me, and we're still talking about the Southeastern Transportation System with the Abia State Transportation System as our focal point. Now, when we look at Abia State, there are a lot of things happening in Abia State. We can see the building of the Umuahia Central Bus Terminal, the buses, and now the building of a terminal in the commercial city of Abia State, that is Abba. A whole lot of things has been happening. Now, I would like to ask the Honorable Commissioner. A lot of things are happening, and people are wondering what is funding all this. How is it that it's not a whole lot for the government, it's not a whole lot for the ministry? How have you people been able to manage this tax and still making it a reality?
When you talk about funding, you know our governor is a financial expert. Okay. So that's the secret. He knows how this money are raised. We don't have problem about funding. How do we manage? Well, these are things our people need. Remember, we've come to, if you can remember, I don't know, the mantra of our governor before he came in, he had this mantra, he said, weep not, help is on the way. I will always say, weep not, help has come. So, you know, everything that cost our people to weep, he knows. So what he did was to put them together and make sure that at least we're able to alleviate the pains of our people. So, and of course, this also fell into his developmental agenda and vision. So he planned coming to, that's where all these things are springing up. And of course, once you work with him, you have to meet up with the task.
Wow. But is it not like a whole lot for the ministry?
Is it really? For us in the ministry, now, it's service to people. Once it's a service, you enjoy doing them. Oh. I feel happy trying to alleviate the pains of people. I feel happy trying to bring a solution to a problem. So, myself and the team, we are working assiduously to make sure we achieve the vision of His Excellency.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I want to look at the challenges the ministry has been faced with during this whole reforms. Like, what are the challenges the ministry has experienced so far? Because I believe it must not have been very rosy.
Challenges. We had challenges before we started these projects. Well, trying to make sure that the private operators understood exactly what we are doing, because it's meant for them and they are the ones who will actually operate in the terminal. So, but our engagements with them have been so successful. I don't see us having too much challenge. Abians are disciplined. That I know. Initially we thought people wouldn't obey, but you can see them aligning to traffic regulations. So I don't think we have so much challenges now. We keep working on the challenges. That's why we are in government.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. There's something I would like to mention. I know it has just been about this whole electric bus or this why, but I want to believe, I stand to be corrected, that the airport in construction came about before these electric buses, right?
Yeah.
So why has it been on hold for a very long time? I mean,
no, who told you it's on hold?
I mean,
it's in progress. Airport, you know, electric bus. What's the then? Electric bus, you go to a vendor and you purchase immediately if you have your funds. But the airport, yes. You are talking about the airport now.
Yes.
The airport, you know, of course, there are so many things. And remember, what we are doing there is not just an airport; it's an airport village where you have hotels, you have other infrastructure attached to it. And again, the airport is a project of the federal government. Then Abia State in partnership. Okay. But I tell you, work is ongoing. Compensation will be able to pay compensation to a very large extent. Of course, some people have not received that, maybe because of documentation, which of course is ongoing now. The work at the airport is progressing very well.
Wow. So what's like the duration? When should we be expecting it and getting to experience it firsthand?
Well, I may not tell you exactly, because I'm not the contractor, neither am I the federal government. You see, like it's for my own side of the state. We fulfill ours. We don't have a problem. And I know, of course, federal government would too. But for the time frame, I do not. The timeline, I don't exactly know.
Well, amazing. Well, that's fine. You've heard from the honorable.
The work is going on.
It's ongoing.
Progressively.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And we'd like to visit a person to know what's happening on the state of things there, so people don't just assume that. And so we've been talking about it for the longest time. So what's going on? Well, now I want to ask you something. You know, we have a lot of amazing things happening in Abia State. What are the feedbacks from people like? What are the people saying? Are they excited? Are they looking for other amazing things to happen in Abia State?
In fact, I would have wanted you to answer that question, because it's just like asking me who is part and parcel of the government if we are doing well. You should be in a better position to bet. All the same, the feedback has been massively positive. Massively. People are happy when you have good roads. They've never seen that before. The all the refuse are packed. The streets are clean. You have electric buses that are highly subsidized. You can travel from Abia to Maya, within Maya, Abia to Ohafia at a very subsidized rate.
Wow.
What else do you expect people to do?
I mean, they said human wants are insatiable.
Of course, we'll keep doing the best to satisfy them.
Electric wheelbarrow or something.
You might need what?
An electric wheelbarrow.
Very soon. See, that's what you are right. But let me tell you, one of the advantages of what we've done. I keep saying it. Now, what we did was to de-risk the business. We're setting pace. You will see electric coming up, electric vehicles. In fact, with what is happening now, you find out so many people will go for electric vehicles, cars, because we have charging stations. So where to charge them wouldn't be a problem.
Wow.
And our charging stations at the ICC, they are open to public.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. I think this is the first time hearing that it's actually open to public.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay. I'll have to go buy an electric car so I can charge there too. Well, okay, finally, I would like to know, for a while, we've had the terminal under construction. So what is the status of the terminal? Because it's not yet in work. We're not using it yet. It has not been commissioned.
The terminal is completed, but not commissioned. There are two things. So it's not commissioned, and it will be commissioned soon.
So you know,
have you been to the terminal before? It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, we've been there.
It's a world class.
Lovely, lovely.
Of course, you need to be there. You find out everything. At least for the first time, you see how people see elevator. There is an elevator there.
We have elevators in hotels.
In which of the hotels do you have elevator? Not lift.
Okay. Okay.
Escalator.
Escalator, yes.
Escalator.
Amazing.
Please. Yeah.
Well, it's been really and indeed a beautiful conversation with the Honorable Commissioner. I can see me beaming with my smile, a lovely smile. And I'm sure the Honorable Commissioner must have had a beautiful time with us today too, right?
Sure.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much once again for joining us on Eastern Circle. You've heard it. You've seen what's happening right here in Southeast, and we're looking forward to seeing other Southeastern states, embrace this development and, decide to pick up from our initiative right here in other states and make Southeast look beautiful and stand out always and always forever. Well, this is where we draw the curtains on Eastern Circle today. Thank you so much once again for joining us. It's been Peace Soma Lewis, and this is Eastern Circle.
Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision, a land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives. Sing resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle, our roots, our rhythm.